All right, I'm gonna say I made it because I am 39 weeks and 6 days today. So, I don't even know where to start. I'm really excited because I was very determined to make it to 40 weeks, and I know that I have no control over that, but in my head, I was just like gunning for it. And it's currently 10 after 10 at night, and I'm pretty sure that there's no sign of this baby coming out before midnight, so I will say that I have successfully made it to 40 weeks. Now, trying to think of where to start here. I have all of my doctor's notes here, so trying to figure out where I should begin. So I saw my doctor today is Wednesday. I saw my doctor on Friday, and I was 39 weeks one day. And I saw her first thing in the morning, and I've done that before, but I saw her last Monday too. So I saw her Monday, and then I saw her a few days later on Friday, and I had actually lost 4 pounds. And so she asked me if I was eating, which I thought was really funny because I feel like all I do is eat. And I'm like, yes, I'm eating. So she's like, okay, just wanted to make sure the weight loss is a little, it caught her attention. I was like, no, I'm eating for sure. And so at that appointment, she was like, okay, well, nothing new. Like, I didn't have any symptoms or anything to share. So she's like, okay, I'll see you next Wednesday, which is today. So I will say, at today's appointment, so I did not get checked. She didn't check my cervix or anything on Friday. I just chose not to because I didn't feel like there was a need to. I just didn't feel like anything was different when I was checked on Monday. So I was like, it's just not a big deal to me. I also decided not to get checked today because, again, at this time, I felt like there's nothing different still. And even if for some reason I was like 1 centimeter or 2 centimeters dilated or anything like that, any amount of any change, I didn't want it to mess with my head because I feel like I'm just in this headspace where I feel like I'm just going with the flow and whatever happens, happens. And I don't want to be sitting here, especially now that it's Wednesday and then Thursday, Friday, going into the weekend thinking I'm 2 centimeters, what's going on? Something's gonna happen, and then nothing happens, or I don't know. I don't want to be thinking about it too much. So I said I did not want to be checked unless my doctor felt like I should. And she said, it's up to you. I don't see any reason for it. If you don't feel differently, then we won't. So, yeah. But let's see here. I'm looking at my notes from today. So so today's appointment, because I didn't get checked, she measured the baby, listened to the baby's heart rate. Heart rate is still good in the 130s. That's where it's been. Everything seemed fine with me, and there really wasn't a whole lot of discussion about anything else except for just talking about labor and delivery. And she mentioned we just talked about she reminded me of the options when you get to the hospital, and I think she was kind of trying to get an idea too of my birth plan and how I wanted things to go this time. And so I just gave her my 2 cents on that, which is I just summarized that the first time around I got an epidural. I realized I didn't understand this the first time around, but they gave me an IV, and they gave me fentanyl in the IV. And I also tried the I think, is it nitrous oxide, the mask? And so I had all of the options, and I preferred this time. Oh, and I also like spent the entire time laboring in bed the first time. So we talked about all that and just things that I would like to do differently this time. And then she talked about our plan. So she said, you know what, I didn't have any other appointments scheduled after today, because I was pretty sure today would be my last, but she's like, just to be safe, like I don't want things to fill up, why don't we make an appointment for next week? She said, how about Tuesday? So today is Wednesday, I'll see her next Tuesday, so in a week. She said, I hope I don't see you. I hope that appointment is canceled because you've had your baby. And that just seems so crazy to me, because a week can go so fast, and it's weird to think that I have something scheduled and I might not even go to it because I'll have had a baby by then, and that just leaves me sitting here going, when? So that's kind of weird. But she did say that if she does see me at the appointment next week, she'll do an ultrasound and they'll just check they'll measure all the amniotic fluid that's around the baby, and if it seems like it's still like a supportive and ample amount, then she'll let me keep going if I want to. She said she will let me go, she said she'll let me go to 42 weeks, given that the baby's good and that I'm comfortable. She said going to 43, kind of, she's like, it's not my ideal thing to do, but she said, again, it's up to me. But both of us were in agreement that I would probably never make it to like 42 weeks. So we're probably never going to have that discussion. But we had the same discussion the last time with Isla, and she just had said the same thing. Like, if I want to go to 41, 42 and beyond, as long as baby's okay, she would have let me. So all that being said, what I've been feeling in 39 weeks, I noticed that at some point last week and ever since then, I've been so hot at night. Like, I need the fan, my ceiling fan, on high. I can't sleep without it on. Like, I will fry in bed. And there was one night, I don't know, in the last few days, Cullen came to bed, and I woke up when he came to bed and I said, my legs are sweating because I was so hot. And I'm one of those people that likes the weight of a blanket. I cannot, even if it's in the summer, I can't just lay out on my bed with nothing. Like, I have to have something covering me, touching me. So, yeah, so that's that. But the strange thing about that, so I've noticed that I've been really hot at night lately. So tonight I was looking through my notes from my first pregnancy, and I flipped to 39 because I hadn't read it yet. So I looked at my notes for 39 weeks. I kid you not. It says, I feel like I'm burning up most nights. So here I am, 39 weeks, and I'm on fire at night. And turns out when I was 39 weeks last time, I was also on fire. So I think that's really interesting. And I read it and I was like, oh my gosh, Cullen, I was really hot last time too. So that's interesting. But beyond that, I wouldn't say that I have cravings anymore. Like, I think we're past the point of having cravings. I think that ended a few weeks ago. Like, anything significant. At this point, like, especially at night, I really want cold things though, probably because I feel so warm. Like the other night, Colin surprised me. He brought home a slushie, or like an icy, and I was in heaven because it was just so soothing. Just about every night I've had a Gatorade, and I'm not a big sports drink person, but ever since my hospital stay at 36 weeks, and they talked about like making sure that I drink enough, which I know that I drink more water than most people. Like, I just know that. I've drinking water and staying hydrated has always been something really important to me. And so I know that I drink a ton of water compared to most people that I know. So the fact that they were concerned about me being dehydrated was just stunning. But I have made it a point that, like, I don't think I could drink more water in a day. Like, I need something a little bit more flavorful, so I've settled on Gatorades or Powerades that are sugar-free, as I don't need all the extra sugar. But not my favorite thing to do. I'm just doing it for now, like during the pregnancy. But I've had almost every night, I've had like a Gatorade on ice. Like, I need the ice cold drink. I have had ice cream several times in the last few weeks. But yeah, I think the cravings in general are done. I think now I'm just munching on whatever sounds good, which is normal to my non-pregnant self. Sleeping is the same. Like, I wouldn't say I'm sleeping any more or less comfortably. I still am like rolling from side to side because my hips get sore, and that happens to many women. Trying to think. Energy level is good though. I still feel very mobile, not uncomfortable. I have had, especially in the last week, since I've been a few places in the last week and run into a lot of people, and people are, family and friends are getting curious and texting and asking like how I'm feeling and what's going on. And it seems to be this general consensus that people feel bad for a woman who's like still like so close to her due date and hasn't had her baby, and that she's like suffering or something. And I had someone tell me the other day that they were like, oh my god, I was thinking of you, I feel so bad for you. And the first thing out of my mouth was, why? Like, why? I don't feel bad for me. Like, I'm having a great time. I'm probably one of, kind of the more minority group of women who loves being pregnant and has had great pregnancies, and has been very comfortable in them. But I don't know what to say. Like, that's how it's been for me, and I've really enjoyed it. I love being pregnant, and I will miss the belly, and I will miss being pregnant. But I'm also, of course, like, excited to meet my baby and, get some of my, like, mobility back. That, like, it'd be nice to bend over and not feel, like, bad, like I'm just gonna squish the baby, or actually be able to bend over and, like, see what's below my stomach, because I don't know what's going on down there. So that'll be nice to get that view back. Other than that, I don't know, we're just preparing. We have, everything, like, I'm pretty set. I have my hospital bags been packed, you guys know that. I'm looking at, like, my toiletries. I've pretty much been living out of my toiletry bag. Like, all my stuff is just in a little, like, pile. All my, like, deodorant, my makeup remover, face wash, and perfume is all just, like, toothbrush and toothpaste are just in one, like, pile together on my dresser. And I just keep, like, using them, and then I put them back. That way they're all there, and I can just swoop them up and put them in my bag and take them with. I've got plans for, like, everything. I've been cleaning like crazy, and not even like cleaning, like, my house isn't like super clean right now, but just like cleaning random stuff. Like, the other day I came home and I took the vacuum around and, like, cleaned, like, all the crevices and corners and ceilings, because I was like, any cobwebs or anything that I could see, I wanted it all gone. So, like, stuff like that. Like, I'm doing more, like, weird deep cleaning kind of things, because I know I won't do that. Like, I don't remember the last time I took a vacuum to my ceiling corners, but I know I probably won't do that again for several months. So at least it's done. But other than that, I am just gonna ride this out. Tomorrow's Thursday. I had told my work that my last day of work would be Friday, regardless of whether I had the baby or not, because I just didn't want to, my daughter's last day of daycare is also on Friday, and so we just kind of planned that because we knew we weren't going to keep her in daycare, like when I went on maternity leave. So we decided that we were just going to pull her out on Friday the 4th, and I will be done on Friday the 4th. And so if I haven't had the baby by Monday next week, then she and I will just be hanging out and waiting. But that'll make it a little bit easier because then she's not at daycare and I'm going into labor, and now we need to find somebody to go and pick her up and like do this like mass coordination of all, you know, car seats. And so I'm just really hoping, like I really just need to make it to Friday this week, and then it doesn't matter what happens after that. But I kind of have a really good feeling about this weekend and like early next week. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't have any other symptoms. No swelling. My doctor asks the same questions every time. Swelling, bleeding, leaking of fluids, contractions. What else? Yeah, just like anything else that would be an early sign, a sign of labor or something. And I'm like, no. So I guess we'll see. But that is me. 39 weeks, 6 days. Tomorrow will be 40 weeks, and then we'll wait for baby to come. So, okay.